Hello everybody, my name is Mike and welcome to the world's finest comic review. In this video I have two comic books I'll be reviewing from two different companies. The first one I'll be reviewing is from Archie Comics of Sonic Universe, issue number 80, The Silver Age Part 2. And then I'll be reviewing He-Man the Eternity War, issue number 10 from DC. So without further ado, let's start off with Sonic Universe, issue number 80, The Silver Age Part 2. And in this comic book we have the adventures of Silver the Hedgehog, who has the professor who goes to the council to take Silver with him because of his psychic abilities that he had of closing the Genesis portal. And Silver hears this mysterious voice, and we don't know who it's from yet, and we do find out as the issue continues. Here's some artwork which is drawn really classic, and we have also the professor who's doing a interdimensional portal experiment, and it made a reference to the Worlds Collide Volume 3 of how that happened. And basically we get more detail about that. So at the council's tower, as they're trying to sneak their way in against past the robots, we get the answer of who that mysterious voice was, and it was Gold. And Gold is part of the member of the councils. And speaking of the councils, they kidnap Silver, the professor, and Gold to the laboratory. And what they do there to Gold is not so good, because in the end of this comic book with the councils, she gets the face of number 5, and then the Genesis portal happens there. And that's to be continued. So in the next issue, we're going to see if they could survive inside the Genesis portal. And also, here's the preview cover of Sonic Universe issue number 81 of the Silver Age Part 3. Of 4. So this comic book was really amazing. Definitely something for the kids to read, or if you want to know more about Silver the Hedgehog, this is the book for you. So definitely check this out at a comic store near you. Now let's go into some DC Comics. He-Man the Eternity War, issue number 10. This one has lots of twists and turns because Prince Adam in the last issue, I want to know what that whole thing was that happened to him in the end of the book. It starts off where Prince Adam is in this new costume, with amazing artwork by the way, which looked kind of familiar. And we also get Skeletor, who is sending out War-Wrath basically to destroy He-Man and his army. And other stuff happens too. You'll have to read the comic book to find out. So we go into Fright Zone, where Prince Adam and the rest of them are fighting off against an army where War-Wrath is there. We also get Teela, who saved She-Ra, how can I forget her name? She-Ra, from these demonic entities that were around her. And we also get a sacrifice, and if you don't want to hear who the sacrifice was that cleared Fright Zone so that way they could see the Castle Grayskull, pause it right here, because there's going to be a bunch of other spoilers too until you read the comic book. Spoiler is that Mossman sacrificed himself to let the Fright Zone be clear that they could see the castle, but Rattler sees that something is up with Prince Adam, and what we find out, here's a spoiler, Prince Adam was not Prince Adam at all. It was Lord Hiss in disguise. But wait, that's not all. As the issue continues, and at the very end, we find out who War-Wrath was, and that would be Duncan. And that was a huge cliffhanger. And I love how this book always does that, to be continued. Where Skeletor, he says, sends the regards and all that. But this was really interesting, guys. Bunch of twists and turns. I always expect that in the He-Man the Eternity Wars comic books, and it's just going to get even more crazier the more I think about it as the issue's going to continue. But definitely pick this up if you've been reading this all along. Really awesome. And with that, guys, that's my world's finest comic review of these two comic books. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about these two books. Also, there are links that lead you in the description to comicfrontline.com, zone4podcast.com, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Please check them out. And until next time, everybody, I'm Mike, and I'll see you guys in another video of the world's finest comic review. See you all there.